Oyez, oyez, oyez. The Honorable United States District Court for the Middle District of Louisiana is now in session. Order and silence are now commanded. God save the United States and this honorable court. The Honorable Chief Judge Shelley Dick. The Honorable United States Fifth Circuit Judge Kyle Duncan. The Honorable Bankruptcy Judge Douglas Dodd, sitting en banc.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now please remain standing for the Star Spangled Banner presented by Janice Johnson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, be seated, please. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to federal court on this very special day, not only for the candidates who are seated here, but also to all citizens who are here and who are very happy and proud of you and proud of this time and moment in our country. September 17th is the official anniversary of the signing of the United States Constitution in 1787. Special naturalization ceremonies are being conducted around the country this week, and we are happy to be part of that celebration. I want to thank the Woodlawn High School ROTC Color Guard. We appreciate your participation in this ceremony. Thank you to Ms. Johnson for another wonderful rendition of the national anthem. And all of the candidates, thank you for your desire and your earnest and hard work in seeking to become citizens of this country. Thank you to the family members and friends who are here to support those candidates who come to declare their oath of citizenship to our country, and thank you for supporting them on their journey. This morning, we are joined by many people, friends, families, candidates, dignitaries. I'm joined on the bench this morning by my colleagues to my left, to your right, United States Circuit Judge Kyle Duncan, and to my right, to your left, United States Bankruptcy Judge Douglas Dodd. I thank my colleagues for being here, and also thank members of the Baton Rouge Bar Association, the Federal Bar Association, the United States Attorney's Office, the Clerk of Court's Office, the United States Marshal's Office. I see various practitioners in our community here to celebrate this milestone in our city, state, and country. And thanks to all of you for being part of this very momentous occasion. We will get started this morning with remarks from our local Bar Association president. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Amy Lambert, president of the Baton Rouge Bar Association, who will have a few remarks for us. Ms. Lambert.
May it please the court. Good morning. On behalf of the Baton Rouge Bar Association, I'd like to welcome you today to the naturalization ceremony. You sit here today because you want to be here. You've chosen to leave your homeland and join a nation of immigrants and become an American. For some of you, the road to citizenship has been hard and arduous, representing an extended separation from your family and friends. But for each of you, the taking of the oath of citizenship today represents the culmination of a dream. I am proud to welcome you as soon-to-be citizens of the United States of America. As an American, you will have many freedoms which are protected by the U.S. Constitution, Bill of Rights, and our laws. You will enjoy the freedom of expression, the freedom of religion, the freedom of equality, to name a few. Please remember that the freedom does not exist in a vacuum. It does not exist in the absence of laws. It exists under the nature and protection of an orderly society governed by laws which rights are respected. As a lawyer and president of the Baton Rouge Bar Association, I encourage you to enjoy your freedoms, including the freedom of political expression and to participate in the democratic process. Register to vote. Our laws, both state and federal, regulate our elections and guard against abuse of power. Our independent court system will assure your rights are enforced. I welcome you all as fellow citizens of the United States of America. Your time and talents will add to the rich tapestry of our country for future generations. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you today.
Thank you, Ms. Lambert. At this time, I would call upon Ms. Catherine Murray, who is the president of the Baton Rouge chapter of the Federal Bar Association, who also has remarks. Ms. Murray.
Thank you, Your Honor. I am truly honored to be among the first to welcome you as citizens to this country and to congratulate you on your achievement. I know the courage it took for you to come to this point, to come to this day, and to become citizens. First, the courage to leave your native country, your home, and to seek a new life in a new country. And second of all, once you got to this new country, the courage to overcome that feeling of being a stranger in a strange land, that feeling of unease that comes with not knowing the social rules and not knowing your place in our society. And so I must congratulate you for your perseverance, the perseverance that took you from being a foreigner in this country to being a citizen here today. I know that you worked very hard to get there. I know for many of you that journey began with learning a new language, which is not easy to do. And after you learned that new language, you had to learn a new culture and new customs and finally new laws. I know how much work it took for you to finally come to a point where you feel like you are truly part of the society and that you have a voice in it. But above all, I congratulate you and I commend you for your decision here today to become a citizen. I know that as resident aliens, you could have availed yourself of all the blessings that this country has to offer without taking on any of the responsibilities of citizenship. Instead, you, in a few moments, will take an oath of citizenship in which you will take on the responsibility of defending the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And when you take that oath, you take on not only the responsibility of defending the Constitution, you take also on the commitment to freedom and equality, and a commitment to doing the duties that allow our country to thrive. We all here today are better because of your commitment to our country, and our country is going to be richer because you will be part of it. Many of you came to the United States because it is a place of opportunity, a place where your fate in life is not decided by where you were born or your status in life, a place where the law commands that everyone is to be treated equally under the law. Our freedoms and the opportunity that our freedoms provide for us are protected not only through the tremendous sacrifice of our military, but also through our courts, who make sure that the Constitution and the laws are honored and that everyone is given equal protection under the law. So it is fitting that today, as you take your oath of citizenship, that you should do so here in this federal court, the home that serves as the protector of the freedom that gives all its citizens the chance to have their best lives. I hope that going forward you will keep this place and this moment and all it stands for in your heart and mind as you pursue your best life as American citizens. Thank you and good luck to you all.
Thank you, Ms. Morey. At this time, the court calls upon Allison Travis, the first Assistant United States Attorney, who will serve this morning as the adjudication officer. Mr. Travis.
May it please the court. It is an honor to be here with the esteemed members of our judiciary on this special occasion, where we recognize these dedicated people who have gone to great lengths to legally become citizens of our country. Throughout the history of this continent, people have come to the New World seeking freedom and prosperity. Some were financed by wealthy speculators seeking gold or other treasure. Most were simply normal settlers looking for freedom to practice their religion or freedom to make a living. For a while, the people here were ruled by the countries from where they came, but eventually, the spirit of freedom that brought them here caused them to demand that they be allowed to determine for themselves how they were governed. That Declaration of Independence recognized that the rights of men are granted by God and not by governments. The early citizens of the United States also recognized the potential tyranny of government, so they placed specific protections in the Constitution based on their own experiences. That expression of personal liberty is the framework of our nation. Today, it is what continues to make people here eager to come to the United States. We are still the new world where people see opportunity for liberty and prosperity. And like those early settlers, you have come to a new world seeking a better life with personal liberty and economic opportunity. You have worked hard to demonstrate your understanding of our country, its history, and its government, the things that make us exceptional. You have learned that personal liberty and citizenship come with a great deal of responsibility. It is easy to exercise freedom of speech, but it may be difficult to tolerate the opinions of others with whom you disagree. It is reassuring that if you are charged with a crime, a jury of your peers will make sure that the government can prove that you are truly guilty. But that right requires that you be willing to serve on the juries of others to ensure that they can enjoy those same protections. When you vote in a part of the majority that wins an election, democracy makes sense. However, your citizenship requires that when your candidate loses, you accept the results of that election. Civil society cannot function without respect for the rights of others and the rule of law. Self-governance and freedom are not easy to accomplish. If they were, they would exist everywhere. I want to congratulate you and say that I'm honored to be a part of this day. It is now time to commence the naturalization proceedings. I call upon Chris Ware from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, who will present each candidate for the United States citizenship.
Your Honor, I would like to present 29 candidates representing 17 countries. Each applicant has been examined under oath by a designated officer and has demonstrated an understanding of English language, knowledge and understanding of the fundamentals of history, and the principles and form of government of the United States. Each applicant has been found to be a person of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and well disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States. Norma Lissis Blanco, changing her name to Norma Blanco Shalesi. Bish Hung Thi Gwyn, changing the name to Bish Hong Mary Gwyn. Peng Lu, changing to Ethan Q. Rumey Sancho Noles Richardson, changing to Rumey Sancho Knowles. Tianke Yang, changing to Tina Yang Constantine. Vita Mia Anja Angwin Clark, changing to Vita Mia Talk Clark. Dung Kwok Tran, changing to Andy Tran. Kate Rudy Christine Andriansen, changing to Kate Andriansen Lambert. Haydeliza A. Asis, changing to Haydeliza Adiza Frank. Mary Onsumfi Ann Ecomian, changing to Ann Onsumfi Ecomian. Belkis Auxiliary Dora, changing to Belkis A. Canales. Than Guak Gwyn, changing to Michael Than Guak Gwyn. Yuen Thi Fong Gwen, changing to Gwen Maria Gwen Pham. Clarissa Rodriguez McIntyre, changing to Clarissa Romulo. Kenner Antonio Rivera Cruz, changing to Kenner Antonio Lopez. Kelly Doyle Woods Jones, changing to Kelly Doyle Woods. Diancuda Malaba Biota, changing to Dianca Biota Torre. Hong T. Dunaway, changing to Han T. Min Lee. Mai Fong T. Tran, changing to Amy Fong Tran. Jillian Kuhlman Oswald. Kumba Malaba Bitoda, changing to Kumba Bitoda Torre. Gemma Angelio Posi, changing to Gemma Corsami Posi. Malia Sultanbadi Rice, changing to Malia Jukati. Ji Zhu, changing to Julia Zhu Falcon. Camellia Joan Smith, changing to Camellia Joanne Raphael Smith. Rowena Liskane Terriot, changing to Rowena Labrilla Terriot. Andrea Perez Middleton, changing to Andrea Perez Middleton. Lena Maria Romero Duran, changing to Lena Romero. And Blanca Lillian May, changing to Blanca Lillian Merlis Adami.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Is that all of the candidates? Is there a motion by the United States, Mr. Travis?
Yes, Your Honor. May it please the court, as the representative of the United States, examination and review of the applicant's documents, papers, and affidavits of the immigration officer have been completed, and it appearing that all the applicants before the court have complied in all respects with the applicable provisions of the naturalization laws of the United States and are entitled to be admitted as citizens. I hereby motion this honorable court that each applicant be admitted as a citizen of the United States of America.
The United States motion is granted. At this time, the court directs the clerk of court, Mr. Michael McConnell, to administer the oath of citizenship.
Please stand, raise your right hands, and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Congratulations. I know that this completes a lifelong dream for many of you. At this time, I would like to ask my colleagues if they have any remarks. Judge Duncan, do you have any remarks?
Thank you, Chief. I'm not from this court, I'm from the court down in New Orleans, but they let me stay here. You're all now citizens of the United States of America. Our Constitution says, quote, "All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States." What that means is that you are now just like one of us, just like you were born here. Congratulations. I was born in Louisiana in 1972. When my great-grandparents immigrated to this country from Italy around 1900 and were naturalized just like you, they had many children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. 2 of their great-grandchildren have become professional baseball players. Another one, who didn't evidently practice baseball enough, had to settle for becoming a federal judge. In heaven, I imagine my great-grandfather is saying, "What a country." We welcome you and congratulate you on your new citizenship. I cannot imagine how you must feel. I hope you never forget this day. May God bless you and your families.
Thank you, Judge. Judge Dodd?
Thank you, Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, in state courts, the judges preside over adoptions. Well, federal courts don't do that, but this is pretty close to an adoption because now you're part of the American family. So, happy birthday, new Americans. Now, for those of you who have not been naturalized, we got here the easy way, right? All we had to do was be lucky enough to have a mom and a dad, and we were born here. We didn't have to learn what they had to learn, take the tests they had to take, wait as long as they had to take. So what's my point? Let us not forget to be grateful for that. Let us all, new citizens and lifetime citizens, remember the responsibilities of our citizenship. We should vote. We should pay taxes, unfortunately. And as you've just heard, we agreed to take part in making the United States a better place. Finally, for the new citizens, you're part of the family. All families argue. That is the nature of families, right? Even if you didn't grow up in the United States, I'm sure you heard some family arguments. That doesn't mean we don't respect each other. We listen, we discuss, and it means that our family stays together even when we disagree. So, welcome, much happiness, and every year You should celebrate today just as you would your birthday. Good luck to you all. Congratulations.
You've heard a lot of words this morning, and I will add my remarks to those very briefly, principally to say congratulations and welcome. We do welcome you to this very rich and diverse family that we call the United States of America. I encourage each of you who are now American citizens to use the rights and privileges that you have sworn to uphold today, and to participate in the public life, to participate in a meaningful way in your communities, in your city, your state, and in your country, not as observers, but as participants. Get involved, exercise your right to vote, register to vote, vote in every election, serve on juries when summoned. Get engaged where it matters to you. Get engaged in the things that are meaningful to you, whether that's a public school, a public park, a public library, whatever is of meaning to you. Get engaged and be encouraged and be encouraging. Most importantly, participate in the public dialogue. As Judge Dodd said, it's okay to disagree, but participate. Participate meaningfully and thoughtfully and boldly in the dialogue.